My parents replaced my graduation celebration. The words still echo in my head like a death sentence. 4 years of blood, sweat, and tears. 4 years of sacrificing everything, my social life, my mental health, my savings, just to make them proud. And when the moment finally came, when I walked across that stage with my diploma in hand, they weren't even there. They were planning something else. Something for someone who didn't earn it. What happened next will shock you, and I need you to hear this story because betrayal like this, it changes you. If you've ever felt overlooked by the people who should love you most, please hit that like button and subscribe. Your support means everything when your own family fails you. And comment below if you've ever been the forgotten child, because trust me, you're not alone. Let me take you back to 3 months ago, when everything fell apart. I was sitting in my tiny apartment, the one I could barely afford, even with my part-time job and student loans crushing my soul. My laptop screen glowed with my final grades, straight A's across the board. Summa cum laude, top 5% of my class. I stared at those numbers until my eyes watered, not from the screen, but from pure joy. This was it. This was my moment. I grabbed my phone with shaking fingers and called home. Mom picked up on the second ring. "Amber? Honey, what's wrong? You sound breathless." "Mom, I did it. I actually did it." My voice cracked with emotion. "Summa cum laude, Mom. The dean's list every semester. I'm graduating with the highest honors." The silence stretched so long I thought the call had dropped. "Mom? Are you there?" Oh, honey, that's wonderful. Really wonderful." But her voice was flat, distracted. In the background, I could hear papers shuffling and what sounded like travel brochures being flipped through. My heart started to sink, but I pushed forward. "So, about the graduation party we talked about, I was thinking we could have it at the house. Nothing fancy, just family and maybe a few friends from college. I could help plan everything and... Actually, sweetheart, about that." Mom's tone shifted, becoming careful, measured. The way she spoke when she was about to deliver bad news. "We need to talk. Can you come home this weekend?" The drive home felt eternal. Every mile stretched like a lifetime as my mind raced through possibilities. Maybe they wanted to throw me a surprise party. Maybe they were planning something bigger than I imagined. Maybe this was all just my anxiety talking. I pulled into the driveway of my childhood home, the same house where I'd spent countless nights studying while my younger sister Chloe watched TV or went out with friends. The same house where I'd given up my bedroom when Chloe decided she needed more space, and I moved into the tiny converted office. The same house where every achievement of mine seemed to get smaller and smaller as Chloe got older and more demanding. Mom greeted me at the door with a hug that felt too tight and lasted too long. Dad was nowhere to be seen, probably in his office, avoiding another uncomfortable family conversation. "Where's Chloe?" I asked as I dropped my bag in the entryway. "Oh, she's out with friends. You know how she is." Mom's laugh was forced. "Come on, let's sit down. I made your favorite cookies." The kitchen smelled like chocolate chip heaven, but my stomach was twisted in knots. Mom poured 2 glasses of milk and sat across from me at the table where I'd done homework every night. For 12 years. "Honey," she began, not meeting my eyes, "you know how proud we are of you, right? All your hard work, your dedication. It's been incredible to watch." Here it comes, I thought. The but. "But?" I prompted. Mom sighed and finally looked at me. "Chloe's been having a really rough time lately. Her grades have been slipping, she's been acting out, and her therapist thinks she needs something to look forward to. Something to help her mental health." My blood ran cold. What does this have to do with my graduation? "Well?" Mom reached across the table and took my hand. Hers was shaking. "Your graduation is the same weekend as this incredible opportunity for a family vacation. Chloe found this resort in Hawaii, and she's been so excited about it. The therapist says a change of scenery could really help her depression. I pulled my hand away slowly. My graduation is the same weekend. I know, honey, I know. But the thing is, we already booked it. The deposit was non-refundable, and Chloe was so happy for the first time in months. The room started to spin. You booked a vacation during my graduation without asking me? We thought maybe you could celebrate with your friends instead. You're so independent, and Chloe needs us right now. I need you too. The words exploded out of me, raw and desperate. I needed you to be there when I walk across that stage. I needed you to see me get the recognition for 4 years of hell. I needed my parents to be proud of me for once. Mom's eyes filled with tears. We are proud of you, Amber. So proud. Then why aren't you coming to my graduation? The silence that followed was deafening. In that moment, I understood everything. Chloe's depression was more important than my achievement. Chloe's happiness mattered more than my milestone. Chloe's needs would always come first. The vacation is already planned, Mom whispered. We leave Friday morning. My graduation was Saturday afternoon. I stood up from the table, my chair scraping against the floor like nails on a chalkboard. I see. Amber, please understand. I understand perfectly. My voice was eerily calm. I understand that my little sister's vacation is more important than the biggest day of my life. I understand that 4 years of sacrifice means nothing compared to her mental health crisis of the month. I understand that I will always be second place in this family. That's not true. Isn't it? I turned to face her fully. When was the last time you came to something important to me? When was the last time you chose me over Chloe? Mom opened her mouth, but no words came out. The answer was written all over her face. Never. I walked toward the stairs, my legs feeling like lead. I'm going to pack my things. You're not staying for dinner? I paused at the bottom of the stairs. No, Mom. I'm not staying for dinner. I'm not staying for anything anymore. As I climbed the stairs to my old room, well, Chloe's room now, I could hear Mom crying in the kitchen. Part of me wanted to go back down, to hug her and tell her it was okay, that I understood. That part of me had been trained well over 22 years of being the responsible one, the understanding one, the one who always gave up what she wanted for the greater good. But a bigger part of me was done. Done being the afterthought. Done being the consolation prize. Done being the daughter who didn't matter enough. I threw my few remaining possessions into a bag, some old books, a few pictures, the trophy from my high school valedictorian speech that had been relegated to a dusty shelf, while Chloe's participation ribbons filled the mantel. My phone buzzed. A text from my best friend Jake. Dude, did you tell your parents the good news? I bet they're throwing you the party of the century. I stared at the message until it blurred through my tears. Jake didn't know. He couldn't know that my parents weren't even going to be at my graduation. He couldn't know that they'd chosen my sister's impromptu vacation over the culmination of my entire academic career. But he was about to find out. They all were. Because if my parents wanted to choose Chloe over me, if they wanted to make it clear where their priorities lay, then I was going to make sure everyone knew exactly what kind of people they were. I was done being the perfect daughter who suffered in silence. I was done being forgotten. And what I was about to do would make sure they never forgot me again. My fingers flew across my phone keyboard, crafting messages that would change everything. Messages that would expose the truth. Messages that would make them pay for choosing wrong. Because sometimes, when you're pushed too far, you don't just break, you explode. And my explosion was going to be spectacular. The first message I sent was to our family group chat. You know, The one where Dad shares his golf scores and Mom posts pictures of Chloe's latest achievements. The one where my accomplishments usually get a simple, proud of you emoji if I'm ow. Lucky. Hey, family. Just wanted to let everyone know I'll be walking across that stage alone on Saturday. Mom and Dad chose Chloe's vacation over my graduation. But don't worry, I understand my place in this family now. I watched the 3 dots appear and disappear as someone started typing, then stopped. Started again, then stopped. The silence was deafening, but I was just getting started. Next, I opened Facebook. Our entire extended family followed our posts religiously. Aunts, uncles, cousins, family friends, they all loved to keep up with the drama. Usually, Mom carefully curated what they saw. Happy family photos, celebration posts, the perfect family image. Not today. I uploaded my diploma preview, that beautiful document with summa cum laude written in gold letters. My smile in the eye photo was radiant, genuine, proud. The caption read, "So excited to graduate this Saturday. 4 years of 60-hour weeks, 3 jobs, and straight A's paid off." Unfortunately, my parents won't be there to see it. They'll be in Hawaii with my sister instead. But that's okay. I've learned to celebrate my achievements alone. Proud of myself. Family first. Not always me. My finger hovered over the post button for exactly 3 seconds before I hit it. Within minutes, the comments started pouring in. Wait, they're missing your graduation? Honey, are you serious? Your own parents? This can't be real. There must be a misunderstanding. Amber, I'm so sorry. You deserve better than this. My phone started ringing immediately. Aunt Sarah, Mom's sister. Amber, sweetie, what's going on? I just saw your post and I can't believe it's true. Aunt Sarah. They booked a vacation for Chloe the same weekend as my graduation. Apparently, her mental health is more important than my biggest achievement. I could hear her sharp intake of breath. That's unacceptable. Have you talked to them about this? I tried. Mom said the deposit was non-refundable and Chloe needs this vacation. I guess I just need to understand that I'll always be second place. No, absolutely not. This is ridiculous. I'm calling your mother right now. But I wasn't done. Not even close. I opened Instagram and posted a photo of my empty apartment. My desk covered in textbooks. My diploma frame waiting on the wall. A single graduation cap sitting alone on my bed. The view from my apartment tonight. Been studying at this desk for 4 years, working 3 jobs to pay for school, missed countless social events to maintain my GPA. Walking across that stage on Saturday will be bittersweet. It's everything I've worked for, but I'll be celebrating alone. My family will be in Hawaii. Sometimes being the responsible one means being forgotten, but I'm still proud of what I've accomplished. Har graduation, ha to you under family, hag solo yolo, ha to you hard work. The likes and comments exploded. Friends from college, hi. School acquaintances, even people I barely knew were commenting with shock and support. Girl, this is not okay. Your parents are missing your graduation? I'm coming to cheer you on. This breaks my heart. You deserve so much better. I'll be your family on Saturday. Message me the details. My phone was buzzing constantly now. Calls, texts, social media notifications. The story was spreading, like wildfire through our social circle. But the nuclear bomb was still coming. I opened TikTok and set up my phone camera. My eyes were red from crying, but my voice was steady, strong. I was done being the victim. Hey everyone, so this is awkward, but I need to share something because I'm honestly just broken right now. I held up my diploma preview. This Saturday, I'm graduating summa cum laude from college. 4 years of working my ass off, maintaining a perfect GPA while working 3 jobs to pay for school because my parents couldn't help financially. I took a shaky breath, letting the emotion show. I asked my parents to come to my graduation ceremony. Just asked them to be there for one of the most important days of my life. And do you know what they told me? I paused for effect, letting the suspense build. They told me they can't come because they're taking my little sister on a vacation. To Hawaii. Same weekend. They already booked it. Non-refundable deposit. I laughed, but it came out bitter. Apparently, my sister's mental health crisis requires a beach vacation, and that's more important than celebrating their older daughter's college graduation. The video was gaining traction immediately. Comments started flooding in. This is actually insane. Your parents are toxic. Come to my graduation, I'll be your family. This made me cry. Narcissist parents choosing the golden child. But I still had one more card to play. The biggest one. I called Jake. Amber, I saw your posts. What the hell is going on? Jake, remember how you said my parents were probably planning the party of the century? Yeah. Oh no. Amber, please tell me this is some kind of joke. No joke. They're choosing Chloe over me. Again, like always. My voice cracked. I need a favor. Anything. You know how your dad works for that big event planning company? The one that does those huge corporate parties? Yeah. I want to throw myself a graduation party. A real one. And I want everyone to see exactly what my parents are missing. Jake was quiet for a moment. Amber, are you sure about this? I mean, I'm all for celebrating you, but this feels like... Like what? Like I'm finally standing up for myself? Like I'm finally done being invisible in my own family? Okay, you're right. You deserve to be celebrated. What are you thinking? I'm thinking big, really big. I want to rent a venue, hire photographers, get a cake that's bigger than anything Chloe's ever had. I want to invite everyone, all our friends, extended family, even people from high school. I want it to be so amazing that when the photos hit social media, my parents will see exactly what they chose to miss. That's going to be expensive. I've been saving money for years. The money I was supposed to use for graduate school, I'm using it for this instead. One night to finally feel like I matter. Jake sighed. All right, let me call my dad. But Amber, what happens after? What happens when your parents come back from Hawaii? I looked around my empty apartment, at the life I'd built entirely on my own, at the success I'd achieved without any support from the people who were supposed to love me most. I honestly don't care anymore, Jake. I'm done caring what they think. I'm done trying to earn love that's apparently conditional. I'm done being the daughter who doesn't matter enough. After I hung up with Jake, my phone immediately started ringing again. Mom. I stared at her name on the screen, watching it ring and ring. Part of me wanted to answer, to hear her apologize, to hear her say she'd made a mistake and they were canceling the vacation. But I knew better. I let it go to voicemail. The notification popped up. You have one new voicemail. I played it. Amber, honey, please call me back. People are calling me asking about your graduation. Sarah is furious with me, and your cousin Jenny just texted asking if it's true we're not coming to your ceremony. Please, we need to talk about this. This isn't how we wanted people to find out. I laughed out loud. A real, genuine laugh. She wasn't calling to apologize. She wasn't calling to say they'd changed their minds. She was calling because she was embarrassed that people knew the truth. My phone buzzed with a text from Dad. Amber, take down those posts right now. This is embarrassing for the whole family. Another laugh. Now I was embarrassing them. I typed back, what's embarrassing is that my own parents chose a vacation over my graduation. But don't worry, Dad. After Saturday, you won't have to be embarrassed by me anymore. The next few hours were a blur of phone calls, text messages, and social media notifications. Extended family members were reaching out, friends were offering support, and the story was spreading faster than I could have imagined. But the best message came from Jake at 11 p.m. It's done. Saturday at 7 p.m., the Grand Ballroom at the Marriott. Full catering, professional photographer, DJ, the works. My dad pulled some strings and got us the family and friends rate. Also, I may have accidentally invited half our graduating class. Also, your Aunt Sarah called my mom and they're planning something special. This is going to be incredible. I fell asleep that night with tears on my cheeks, but for the first time in months, they were tears of hope instead of heartbreak. Saturday was going to be my day, my moment, my celebration, and my parents were going to see exactly what they'd chosen to miss. But as I drifted off to sleep, I had no idea that my little revenge plan was about to spiral completely out of control. Because while I was planning my party, my parents were planning something too. Something that would make everything I'd done look like child's play. Something that would tear our family apart forever. Saturday morning arrived like a storm. I woke up to 247 missed calls. 247. My phone had been buzzing all night, but I'd put it on silent after the first 50 calls. Now, staring at the screen in the gray morning light, my stomach dropped. Something was very, very wrong. The first voicemail was from Jake. His voice panicked. "Amber, call me back immediately. Something's happened. Your parents, they're back. They came back early. And just call me." My hands shook as I scrolled through the messages. Aunt Sarah. "Honey, we need to talk right now." My cousin Jenny. "Amber, what did you do?" My college friend Maria. "Girl, the internet is going insane. Call me." I opened Instagram first. My graduation post from 2 days ago had 50,000 likes and 8,000 comments. 50,000. My TikTok had 2.3 million views. 2.3 million. But that wasn't what made my blood turn to ice. It was the new post from my mother's account, uploaded 3 hours ago. A video of her and Dad sitting in what looked like a hotel room, both of them looking haggard and broken. The caption read, "A mother's heartbreak, when your child destroys your family for social media fame." I clicked play with trembling fingers. "Hi, everyone," Mom began, her voice shaky. "I know many of you have seen some very hurtful posts about our family this week. Posts from our daughter Amber that paint us as terrible parents who don't care about her success." Dad leaned into frame. "We want to set the record straight because we can't let our family be torn apart by lies any longer." My heart stopped beating. "The truth is," Mom continued, tears streaming down her face, "we didn't go on vacation for fun. We didn't choose a beach trip over Amber's graduation. We flew to Hawaii because Amber's little sister Chloe tried to kill herself last week." The world tilted sideways. She's been in intensive therapy for months, struggling with severe depression and anxiety. When she had a complete breakdown last Tuesday and was hospitalized after a suicide attempt, her therapist recommended immediate intensive treatment at a specialized facility in Hawaii. It was an emergency intervention. No. We flew out Friday morning not for a vacation, but to check Chloe into a residential treatment center. We've been sleeping in hospital waiting rooms, not on beaches. We haven't eaten a real meal in days. We're not on vacation. We're trying to save our daughter's life." Dad's voice broke. "And while we were fighting to keep Chloe alive, our other daughter was posting videos telling the world we chose a beach vacation over her graduation. She turned our family's darkest moment into social media content." The video kept playing, but I couldn't hear anything over the roaring in my ears. "We tried calling Amber to explain, but she wouldn't answer. We left dozens of voicemails begging her to take down the posts, to let us explain privately. But instead, she doubled down. She planned a massive party to humiliate us while we were sitting in a psychiatric hospital watching our youngest daughter fight for her life. I was hyperventilating. This couldn't be real. Chloe was fine. She was just depressed. She was attention-seeking like always. She couldn't have. We love both our daughters equally, Mom whispered. But while one of them was in crisis, The other one decided to destroy us publicly. And now the whole world thinks we're monsters when all we were trying to do was save our child. The video ended. The comments were brutal. Oh my God, Amber is a psychopath. Imagine being so narcissistic that you attack your parents while your sister is suicidal. This girl needs serious help. The parents deserve an apology from everyone. Amber is disgusting for this. I ran to the bathroom and threw up everything in my stomach. My phone rang. Jake. Amber, please tell me you didn't know. I didn't know, I screamed into the phone. I swear to God, Jake, I didn't know. They said she was depressed and needed a vacation. They didn't tell me that she was... The party is in 6 hours, Jake said quietly. 300 people are coming. The venue is paid for. The caterers are setting up. What do you want to do? I couldn't think. I couldn't breathe. I need to call my parents. I need to... Oh God. Jake, what have I done? I hung up and immediately dialed Mom's number. It went straight to voicemail. I tried Dad. Voicemail. I tried calling the hotel they'd posted from. I'm sorry, we can't connect calls to guest rooms without permission from the registered guest. I tried texting. Mom, please call me. I didn't know about Chloe. Please let me explain. No response. I called Aunt Sarah. Amber. Her voice was ice cold. I cannot believe what you've done. I didn't know. Nobody told me Chloe tried to hurt herself. They said she needed a vacation for her mental health. They couldn't tell you the truth. Chloe made them promise not to tell anyone what really happened. She was humiliated, scared, vulnerable. They were protecting her privacy while dealing with the worst crisis of their lives. But why didn't they just say it was a family emergency? Why did they make it sound like a vacation? Because they were trying to protect Chloe's dignity. Because they thought their older daughter, their responsible, mature daughter, would understand that sometimes plans change for serious reasons. They never imagined you'd launch a social media war against them. I was sobbing now. I didn't mean for this to happen. I felt so forgotten, so unimportant. I thought they were choosing her happiness over my achievement, and I snapped. Well, congratulations, Amber. Your little tantrum went viral. Your parents are getting death threats. Your sister saw the videos and posts from her hospital bed and had another breakdown. She's back on suicide watch because she thinks she destroyed your life and your graduation. The phone slipped from my hands and clattered to the floor. Chloe was back on suicide watch. Because of me. Because of what I'd done. I picked up the phone with shaking hands. Aunt Sarah, I need to fix this. I need to make this right. Tell me how to make this right. I honestly don't know if you can, Amber. The damage is done. The whole world has seen those videos. Your parents are destroyed. Chloe is worse than ever. And you? You have a party tonight celebrating yourself while your sister fights for her life. After she hung up, I sat on my bathroom floor and stared at my phone. My graduation party was in 5 hours. 300 people expecting to celebrate my achievement and witness my triumph over my terrible parents. I opened TikTok and started recording. Hi, everyone. I need to tell you something, and I need you to listen carefully because I made a terrible, terrible mistake. My face was blotchy from crying. My voice was hoarse, but I kept going. 2 days ago, I posted videos about my parents missing my graduation for my sister's vacation. Those videos went viral, and thousands of you supported me and called my parents terrible names. I took a shaky breath. I just found out the truth. My sister didn't go on vacation. She's in a psychiatric hospital in Hawaii after attempting suicide. My parents weren't choosing a beach trip over my graduation. They were trying to save my sister's life. The comments were already pouring in, but I couldn't look at them. I destroyed my family based on incomplete information. I turned their darkest moment into content. I made their private hell public entertainment. And I need you all to know that my parents are good people who were dealing with an unimaginable crisis. I was crying so hard I could barely speak. I'm canceling my graduation party tonight. Instead, I'm asking everyone who was planning to come to donate that money to suicide prevention organizations. And I'm asking everyone who shared my original videos to please share this one instead. I ended the recording and posted it immediately. Then I called Jake. Cancel everything. Tell everyone to go home. Use the money for the venue to donate to mental health charities. Amber, are you sure? We could still… Jake, my sister almost died. She's in a hospital right now thinking this is all her fault. I'm not celebrating anything today. I'm trying to figure out how to fix what I've broken. But as I sat alone, in my apartment that night, watching my apology video get just as many views as my attack videos, I realized something that made me feel even worse. The damage was done. The internet never forgets. My parents would forever be the couple who was accused of choosing a vacation over their daughter's graduation, even though the truth was so much more heartbreaking. I had gotten exactly what I wanted: attention, sympathy, viral fame. And I had destroyed my family to get it. My phone buzzed with one final text message from a number I didn't recognize. Amber, this is Chloe. I saw your videos. The first ones and the apology. I'm sorry I ruined your graduation. I'm sorry I'm always the problem. I'm sorry for everything. Please don't blame Mom and Dad. They're the only reason I'm still here. I read that message 50 times before I finally understood the full weight of what I'd done. I had spent my whole life feeling like the forgotten daughter, the one who didn't matter enough. But I had never stopped to consider that maybe, just maybe, my sister felt forgotten too. Maybe she felt so invisible, so unimportant, that the only way she could make people notice her pain was to try to make it stop forever. And while she was fighting that battle, I was fighting for social media likes. As I write this, I still don't know if my family will ever forgive me. I still don't know if Chloe is okay. I still don't know how to live with what I've done. But I do know this. Sometimes the truth is more complicated than it appears. Sometimes the people we think are our enemies are actually fighting battles we can't see. And sometimes, when we feel forgotten, it's because everyone around us is drowning. 2. I got my viral fame. I got my moment in the spotlight, and it cost me everything that actually mattered. If you've made it this far in my story, please learn from my mistake. Before you assume the worst about someone, before you make your pain public, before you let your hurt turn into revenge, ask questions, seek the truth. Remember that every family, every person, every situation is more complex than it appears on the surface. Because some explosions don't just destroy your enemies. Sometimes they destroy everything you love.